business and touch with the local economy. And Michaela Blacklock is with us to tell us more from the Employers Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Chris.
It has been a decent year, I think. There's been lots of different retail precincts and business things that have opened up. Top of your mind, give me a highlight.
I think this is probably top of mind because it's so recent, but a couple of things. The Riverside Market is open, town is buzzing with the Riverside Market, and of course the Valentine's window just looks amazing. They've done a spectacular job again this year, and that always brings the crowds to town.
You and your members must be overly excited about the stadium.
Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're excited about the stadium coming on stream, and we just want to get on with making sure that program of work gets underway as quickly as possible.
How do we keep the momentum going in the city at the moment? Because that's the one thing I worry about. It keeps me up at night. How do we make sure that we get the momentum and we continue that, particularly in the likes of the central city and, in fact, all of the city, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this is up to all of us as residents of the city to get amongst it. There is so much going on in the city at the moment, and particularly over the summer months for Christchurch, activities that we can get amongst, some of which are free, and of course that brings people into the city, and they tend to spend a little bit of money in the retail area and in the hospitality area, which is great for business.
And I think the city is moving on. It's looking great. It's looking bold. It's looking bright, apart from perhaps like a day like this. What do you see 2020 bringing all of Christchurch in terms of the local economy? I read some negative story in RNZ suggesting things were slowing down and weren't sure what to do with our lives, which I thought was a bit nonsense, actually, because I personally feel a great sense of momentum in the city. But what do you see next year bringing us? Yeah,
there is a tremendous sense of momentum in the city, and I think, again, going back to not necessarily days like today, but the summer months bringing us the opportunity to get in amongst it in town and do a lot of the activities that are there. You know, there are activities planned right from New Year's Eve, which, believe it or not, it's only a couple of weeks away, right through until sort of mid to late March in the city for people to get amongst. And so all of us as residents can come into town, we can do some things, and in fact some of those activities are happening outside the city as well. And all of that helps to support business. So I don't buy into the negative Nelly stuff about things going in the wrong direction. Actually, I think we've got an opportunity for things to go in the right direction, and that's exactly what's happening at the moment.
Also, I think it's just time, isn't it? And it's been it feels like it's been a long time coming. Some of the projects that I was just thinking the other day when I was filming out there, the likes of Cashel Square, and it didn't seem that long ago I was reporting on, the BNZ Centre and what it was going to look like, and I was thinking, oh, that looks good, just get on with it. But of course, that's finished now. The ANZ Centre in Cashel Mall is finished as well. Things are happening. It's starting to look and feel like a city again, isn't it?
Absolutely. Those projects, I think, almost we forget that they were ever projects now. They've just become part of the way that we move in and around our central city, and we're in and out of meetings in those buildings, or in and out of the retail outlets and hospitality outlets that are in that central part of town. And I think it's easy for us to forget how far we've come. So perhaps this is a good time for us to take stock and remember that some of those projects not so long ago were an empty lot. And now they've become part of our daily lives in the city.
Before I forget, I want to point to the likes of the Unwrapped campaign, which I think is great. And you can go to the Christchurch or CHCH Central Facebook page, and where the team from Neat Places have been interviewing characters and all types of people who help revitalise the city. It's a great idea. It's a great campaign. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think anything like that is an easy place to go for people to get inspiration on things to do and places to go is fantastic. Yeah. And so a campaign like that helps to stitch things together for people and help to tell the story of all of the great things that are happening in the city is critical. So,
in my list of notes, you've got some other highlights too. Oh, this is quite exciting. I always look forward to this. The Kite Day. When's that?
So the Kite Day is on the 25th of January, not
that
far away.
It's very good of you to know that too, by the way.
Oh, well, I've done my study. But I think it's one of those things that actually I really enjoy getting out to Brighton to see that. And so fingers crossed we get a stunning day with just enough wind for the kites and not too much wind for the people that want to go out. So it's always a great day out there at Brighton Beach.
And also the Bread and Circus World Buskers Festival. I would challenge anybody to at least try and go see one act, because that's what I did last year. Then once you see one, you feel more encouraged to go to another one You just got to push yourself a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got a longer season now too for that World Buskers, Bread and Circus World Buskers Festival. So that starts around the 23rd of January and runs for a little over 3 weeks. So there's plenty of time, even if people are away on holiday for part of that period of time, there's plenty of time for them to come along and see one of those acts. And as you say, once they've seen one, they'll probably be motivated to go and see some more.
Yeah, I reckon. From February, it's looking like quite a big sporting calendar in the region.
Yeah, there is. So there's a really big hockey tournament, so keep an eye out for that for hockey fans and aspiring young people who are looking at perhaps excelling in hockey. So we've got the Black Sticks, we've got men and women playing, and then soon after that we've got Black Caps versus India, so that will be a period of time over a few days for people to go and absorb the cricket, and then we're also hosting the New Zealand Track and Field Champs, which is in early March, and so there'll be some superstars of New Zealand athletics there for young people and families to go along and watch. Fabulous to have that in our city, not something that you get to do every day, so I encourage people to get amongst it.
And do you and the Chamber get a bit of a break over the Christmas period?
I will. Some of our team work through.
Really?
So, yeah, hats off to those of the team that work through.
I suppose it's quite a busy time.
It is a busy time.
For retail and your members, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It can be a busy time. And I think the other thing we have to remember is that for some people, not just for businesses, but this time of year can be very busy and can be quite stressful. And sometimes people need a little bit of support, businesses included. And the Chamber is there right through that Christmas period to make sure that business has what they need to help them out.
Well, Merry Christmas to you. It's nice to see you.
And you, Chris.
And we will see you in 2020, which is not that far away.
It is not. I'll look forward to seeing you then.
All the best to you.
Thanks.
It is Newstalk ZB. Final moments next.
Bailey's Canterbury believe it's the stories that